This time, actually, it's a very good reason. We have our 200-year anniversary of the Macallan, which is in 2024. The brand was founded in 1824. And as part of the 200-year anniversary, we will be hosting a series of events throughout the year. Yes, so we have a full set of events planned for the 200-year anniversary. A lot of it we cannot disclose, so it's confidential. Yeah. But if you see the latest campaign we've issued on social media, it has to do with the history of the Macallan, so we call it 200 years young, and the future as well. So we released our 200-year logo, which is inspired by the waves of our distillery in Speyside, our newly opened distillery in 2018. Yep. What I can say for now about the 200 years is that, you know, when we say 200 years young, we mean we're inspired as much by our past as we are by what's to come. Mm-hmm. Obviously, in the nature of our business, we have a lot of liquid maturing in the casks. So actually what we do today is obviously celebrating our heritage, but so much more looking forward to the future.
그래서 지금 여기서 우리가 영감을 갖고 있는 거는 미래에 대한 영감인데, 결과적으로 우리가 지금 위스키 같은 경우들은 지금 우리가 판매하고 마케팅하고 있지만 이것들이 과거에 만들어진 것들, 그것들, 그 헤리티지가, 그 역사와 어떤 가치들이 지금 와서 미래를 끌어가는 것 같습니다.
It's a top 10. Top 10 market.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Still top 10?
Yeah, still top 10. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, because China and US and Japan, between the three of them, is over 50-60%. Yeah. So then, you know, Korea is a top 10. Yeah. Yes, so to answer the question, it's a top 10 and it's a very important market for us. That's why we put it in the ranking of the super key cities, and that's why we are going to be investing over the next 12 months to bring some wonderful activations to the market. We try to keep consistency every year. You know, we try as much as possible. You know, color is very important for us, so we try as much as possible for that taste not to change. I think obviously there's a lot of things that can impact the flavor of the cask. So I've asked our master distillery, Kristen Campbell, that question myself. Have you changed the recipe? And she said, absolutely not. The recipe of the Macallan has not changed, you know, over the last decades, even after the opening of the new distillery. So, you know, there can be a few things that impact the flavor. It can be the type of cask, you know, so the wood can change over time, can be due to anything, climate change. Also improvements into how we build the casks. So, you know, we could be managing wood better, we could be managing liquid better. So that magic that happens inside the cask is just evolves over time. So it's an evolution. I would say, also in the types of wood that we use.
아까 식스플라이 그런 거 해봤을 때 우리는 그 원칙을 지금까지 계속 지키고, 아마 저도 동의해요. 그래서 환경이 계속 달라지고 있고, 우리가 최선을 다해서 하는 건 맞는데 획득하는 건 모든 차원에서 똑같은 방법으로 하나 환경이 달라지고 어떤 그런 통제성 요소 때문에 달라질 수 있다.
We do want to sell more high quality whiskey into Korea because, you know, we know that the Korean consumer really appreciates the high quality single malt. We're very happy if the volume becomes available to give more to Korea.
올해 원액이 나오려면 그러면 미니멈 12년 전에 누가 더 만들어 놨어야 되니까. 근데 그게 이제 증가를 하는데 이제 한계가 있으니까 제가 이해하기로는 5% 이내 매년 증가하는 게.
So that's a good question. The distillery was built to be able to increase capacity. So it's very famous. It's well known that there's actually an empty hole. Is that what you've said?
가시면 이제 그 새로 짓긴 했는데 거기 가면 그 매시턴이 이게 어마어마한 게 이게 두 자리가 있거든요. 한 자리는 공터예요. 하나만. 아예 매시턴이 뭐냐면 엿기름통, 반죽통. 그 설치를 아예 안 해버린 거예요.
Just distilling capacity. It's the supply of casks and wood that is one of the big bottlenecks. So even if we wanted to make more, the planning takes decades to really start producing more. So it's not just building the distillery, it's sourcing the wood.
알코올을 많이 만든다고 해서 그러면 캐스크하고 나무가 확보가 돼야 되는데 이게 너무 빨리 가버리면 놓을 데가 없잖아요. 그럼 완전 버려야 되는 거죠. 네, 증설이 다 돼 있는데 그걸 그렇죠. 증설 안 해버린 거죠. 위스키 양은 생산될 수가 없다.
Yeah, good question. We're actually using less. So we've moved to purely sherry cask from American and European oak. We no longer use bourbon casks or very limited amount of bourbon casks. Maybe when we want to get an interesting flavor profile, you know, we do one of those limited editions. We may use some bourbon cask, but in our core range, age statements, it's only European or American sherry seasoned cask.
수급이 제한되기 때문에 오케이 우리는 그러면 더 제한되게 가겠다. 맥캘란 더 이상 버번 이런 우리 메인 SKU에 대해서는 버번 캐스크는 안 씁니다. 이제 다 쉐리 캐스크. 그러니까 참나무의 종류가 유럽에서 온 거예요. 유러피언 캐스크냐, 미국에서 온 아메리칸 캐스크냐 틀릴 뿐이지 그게 다 스페인으로 와서 헤레즈 와서 거기서 쉐리 캐스크가 된 그 캐스크만 쓰는 거예요. 버번 캐스크 아예 안 씁니다. 물론 버번 캐스크는 뭐 특별한 제품들, 플레이버가 버번 캐스크 이제 바닐라는 단맛이 나오잖아요. 그런 실험적인 것들은 이노베이션 제품을 하기에 아주 극히 일부 쓰는 거지 이런 일반적인 레귤러 제품들은 아예 다 빼버린 거죠. 이제.
So, you know, as part of that movement to really secure the supply of sherry seasoned casks, whether it's European or American, last year we announced the acquisition of Grupo Esteves, a 50% stake in Grupo Esteves, which is one of the most well-known producers of sherry wine in Jerez, in the south of Spain.
그러니까 그 쉐리 캐스크로 다 올라가면서 그러면 그거에 대한 그 캐스크를 안정적으로 수급해야 될 그 당면 과제가 있잖아요. 그걸 해결하기 위해서 스페인 남부에서 가장 유명한 보데가, 즉 캐스크하고 와인을 같이 이제 숙성하고 생산하는 그런 회사를 보데가라고 하는데 그루포 에스테츠라는 이제 회사의 50%의 주식을 저희가.
As I was talking about quality, it's really to control the supply of casks and the quality of those casks. So to that aim, we've made the acquisition of the bodega with the Valdespino sherry brand, as well as a cooperage in Ohio, in the United States, to secure the supply of American oak wood. So, you know, that's the commitment of the Macallan that I was mentioning about, not just what we control at the distillery, but making sure that vertical integration of our supply chain, we are there every step of the way, from the trees that we are growing to the seasoning of our casks with the highest quality sherry wine. Her ability, so it's a very difficult job to be a master whiskey maker, especially the master whiskey maker of the Macallan. I think comes with a lot of responsibility. You know, we were talking about the 200 years in the past, so she carries that on her shoulders, but also her responsibility now. You know, I think a beautiful quote from her is that she's laying down casks or filling casks today or making whiskey that she won't get to see in her lifetime. And so what I find impressive about Kirsten is that respect that she has for her craft, and, you know, her awareness, I would say, about her role in that history of the Macallan. She doesn't try to take the kind of protagonism. She's really focused on making exceptional single malts, and you know, whereas there's a lot of people in the industry that try to build up their own persona.
Okay.
One thing which is wonderful of Kirsten and actually all of our teams at the Macallan is that they all understand the role they play, and that they're just a small part of the history of this incredible brand.
그래서 그런 것 같아요. 저도 이제 크리스틴 볼 때마다 그런 걸 느끼는데 옛날하고 또 많이 틀려졌어요. 잡이 이제 중간에 바뀌기도 했었는데 이 위스키 마스터 이 잡을 하면서 그 무게감을 상당히 느끼는 것 같아요. 그러니까 말도 함부로 못하고, 그다음에 어떤 위스키에 생산되는 모든 위스키가 이제 캐스크로 들어갈 때 그 결정들을 다 해야 되고, 캐스크에서 보틀로 생산이 될 때 이게 매년마다 3년 지나면 이제 항상 플레이버 테스트에서 결정을 해, 버릴 거냐 내지는 1년 더 묵힐 거냐. 그런 의사결정이 회사의 우리가 200년인데 또 다른 200년을 그녀의 손과 그녀의 의사결정에서 바로바로 결정이 되잖아요. 그 무게감이 상당히 큰 것 같더라고요. 그래서 행동이나 말이나 이런 것들 굉장히 조심하시는 것 같고 또 그 스스로 어떤 그 리스펙트를 얻어내는 것 같아요.
I don't think so. She's been to Asia. She has been to China, Hong Kong, and Singapore.
Oh.
She's not frequent traveler.
She's not a frequent traveler. She spends, and I think that was my second point, is that, you know, she really knows her craft. She's extremely professional, and I think that's what's, you know, sets her apart from many whiskey makers, is that she's really focused on, you know, making exceptional whiskeys. So she spends a lot of time at the distillery, selecting liquids. You know, it's a very intensive job to drive that innovation pipeline of the Macallan, and training other whiskey makers, you know, which is also a craft which you need to maintain.
그녀가 느끼는 무게감 자체가 워낙 그 에드린치 존망의 맥캘란의 비전에 영향을 주기 때문에 대체로 스코틀랜드 그 디스트릭 저 북쪽의 어쩌면 오지에 상당히 많은 시간을 거기 본사에도 사실 있지 않아요.
Two things. Number one, our commitment to quality, unrivaled. You know, when you have a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old, 18, 25, that you're going to be drinking, you know, you can have that safety that you're drinking, you know, this uncompromising commitment to craftsmanship and quality. And that will remain, you know, last 200 years, next 200 years. And then the second one is, you know, what has made the brand actually, you know, so popular in the past is that commitment to innovation. So how to showcase, you know, the best of our flavors and the color of our casks through innovation, whether it's, you know, age statements like our double cask range, which we have released over the last 10 years, or non-age statements like we've made, you know, through things like Classic Cat, Harmony Collection, the Edition series. So there's a variety of products we've launched which have made the brand what it is today. Okay. So you could expect those two things.
강형화된 12, 15, 18, 25, 30 뭐 이런 것들이 있었는데 그 다른 에이지를 한다거나 에이지가 없는 걸 한다거나 그러니까 우리가 갖고 있는 그 마스터리고 우드의 우리 캐스크의 뭐랄까 전문성일까 완벽성일까 이런 걸 갖고 굉장히 다양한 제품을 소비자에 전달하겠다. 그러니까 말씀하신 것처럼 우리가 면세점에서 있는 건 컬렉션이라고 하는데 면세점에 있는 거나 우리의 이건 쉐리 캐스크 중간에 더블 캐스크가 있는데 다 쉐리 캐스크인 거예요 지금. 네, 그러니까 면세점에 있는 거는 아메리칸 오크가 우리는 이제 아메리칸 쉐리하고 유로피안 쉐리 쓴다고 했잖아요. 면세점에 있는 거는 아메리칸 쉐리 캐스크가 80%, 더블 캐스크는 이 아메리칸 쉐리 캐스크가 조금 쓰여지고 요거는 이제 유로피안 쉐리 캐스크 100%고. 그러니까 맥캘란은 완전히 쉐리 캐스크만 쓰여지고 있는데 그거를 믹스를 달리해서 그러니까 다양한 플레이어나 다양한 경험들을 제공하겠다.